Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV.
Undoubtedly, Africa is the best tourism destination on Earth. The continent is blessed with the most conducive atmosphere. To feel and enjoy these blessings, join the most productive one-week tour of the continent organized by Daylight Africa every September 2nd to September 9th to see beyond the fallacies about Africa on the mainstream media. Contact us at daylightafrica@gmail.com or call 718-822-5555. Daylight Africa. Revolutionizing tourism industries in Africa.
Hello, welcome to World Inkers Network, a Parrot TV show. Today, I'm Dustin Pickering, and yesterday I was still Dustin Pickering. I am your noble and honest host. For today, our show has Elizabeth Esguerra Castillo. She is a multi-awarded international author and poet, as well as an international visual artist from the Philippines. She has published 2 books, Seasons of Emotions and Inner Reflections of the Muse, and currently she's working on her third book, Verse de Embedo. She is also due to publish a poetry collaboration book, Verses of America, with Shahid Abbas from Pakistan. Elizabeth is a co-author to more than 200 international anthologies, and her works were already translated into 18 different languages. Her artworks have already graced several local and international art exhibitions across the globe, and also garnered several art awards in India, Argentina, and South Korea. The most recent international art exhibits her work was featured in was the Busan International Art Festival 2023, held in Busan, South Korea. She is the owner and CEO of Art Heals by Elizabeth Esguerra Castillo, with a mission of supporting other fellow international artists, promoting art in its healing properties, and mentoring young and aspiring artists across the globe. Welcome to the show today, Elizabeth. How is your day going? A little early in the Philippines.
Yes. Good day, Dustin. It's my honor to be one of your guests here in your noble show, World Inkers Network.
Glad to have you. It's wonderful to see you again. And then people, as you know, I mean, we have the Parrot Literary Corner. I believe we had you on that show a couple of years back. So it's good to have you back again. So tell us, what have you done since the last show? Do you have any more exhibitions coming up?
Yes, I think the Art Flakes interview was last 2020, so about 4 years. I have been doing a lot of works lately. At the start of 2023 last year until now, I have some art collaborations with different art groups. So we conduct both physical and online art exhibitions.
Wonderful.
In Spain, Argentina, South Korea, and then the newest one would be a physical exhibit. It's actually an art fair, auction, charity art exhibition will be held in Erbil, Iraq. Because I'm of an organization called HITMA organization based in Iraq, and we help teach young students, women, and other children. So the proceeds of the art exhibition go to these less fortunate brothers and sisters of ours. They get to print our paintings. So we donate like about 3 of our art pieces for the art fair. And it will run for 4 days there. they're already preparing, and I've collaborated with different international organizations for this art exhibition. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful to HITMA org. The organizer is esteemed Sir Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? In the Philippines, I just recently joined an art exhibition which we entitled. It's because of the 10 years of our art group called
Mm-hmm.
Artipolo Group, local art group, but we have members also coming from Filipinos who are working abroad in other countries. And in my art brand, I have my own art brand, Art Heals by Elizabeth Esguerra Castillo. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
just promoting just my artworks, but also the artworks of other international fellow artists across the globe. I have already three youth brand ambassadors from India and two from the Philippines. They have already been invited to exhibitions in Turkey, India, South Korea. So they garnered awards already by participating in this physical and both physical and online art exhibitions. And then my third book is still in the works. First, the
Mm-hmm.
Ambedo, but the my collaboration book, poetry collaboration book, and other works with Shahid Abbas from Pakistan is due to publish soon in the USA also. That's Verses of Meraki.
Hmm.
And what others? I'm continuously involved in international anthologies, as you can see. Presently, I'm still the cultural ambassador of Inner Child Press International. That's my
Mm-hmm.
publisher of my second book. Actually, this is my second. I have a book here, Inner Reflections of the Muse.
Wonderful.
So yeah, this one was published last 2014, so it's been a while. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought of collect. I've written a lot of poems since then, since 2015 and up to present. So I decided to work on my third book, which is First the Ambedo. And what else? So this one is
Mm-hmm.
a collection of not just poetry but also my articles about
Oh, okay.
life, love, and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I used to what's that? I used to have this blog site, and I just blog about anything under the sun. So I collected a lot of them, and then the publisher approached me and said, "Do you want us to publish your work, not just your poetry?" So I said yes because it's free. Also,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm one of the board of directors of Inner Child Press International, based in the USA also, and I've been writing for their magazine, Inner Child magazine, before. So it's like a form of compensation for me. So I had this book.
Hmm.
My first book actually is Seasons of Emotion. This one. And
Mm-hmm.
this one is published in the UK. This is a
Okay.
collection of my older poems. Also, I got to publish here the works of my late father. He's also kind of a poet, frustrated writer, and poet at the
Mm-hmm.
same journalist. That's what he said to me.
Mm-hmm.
After he died, I told myself I'm going to publish his works because I found his works in an old container. Those are love poems he dedicated to his mother. So it's here. I dedicated this book for him.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, what words would you use to describe your own artwork?
My artwork,
Mm-hmm.
my artworks are mostly abstract in nature. Look at the
Mm-hmm.
back. That's Meraki.
Mm-hmm.
So you abstract, abstract in nature. I call myself an intuitive artist. So it's like at the spur of the moment, in that moment of time, I get
Mm-hmm.
to just let my hands do the work.
Mm-hmm.
I do not get to plan what will I be creating. It's just like intuition. It's just like this.
Hmm.
Like it's like out of a dream. That
Right.
Meraki. Meraki
Mhm.
is a Greek word meaning to be passionate about something. For example, love of the art, literature, or something. To be passionate in doing something you love. That's
Mhm.
what it means. So
Hmm.
this one is like to be passionate in doing art or something.
Mhm.
So that's what it means. Like the tree there, and some of the colors I just combine. Because when you're an intuitive artist, it's just there. It may be inspired out of a dream or out of a book you've read or something. It just hits you. Your mind just tells you to do it. My hands just, it's like having a mind of its own, doing the brush strokes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of intuition as you go.
Yes.
So, what would your inspirations be in terms of both art and poetry? What inspired you originally to take to art and start Art Heals?
Mhm. During the pandemic, people were usually just at home, confined within the four corners of their homes, right?
Hmm.
So because my art took a back seat when I started working. I started writing in grade school. I also was already inclined to the art in grade school. But it took a back seat when I went to college. I was busy with my studies, and after graduation, I immersed myself in the corporate world. So they both took a back seat.
Hmm.
Years after, like 2006, I had a break in writing. I became a news correspondent in a local newspaper here in our city, Antipolo Star. So I started my writing career there. From then on, I became a feature writer for a corporate magazine. I write in English, both in English and in Filipino our language, but mostly these days because I have international clients, so in English. What inspires me to write is, for example, I just listen to some music I love, or
Hmm.
I watch a movie. I get to because as a writer we are very observant of
Hmm.
the things around us, right? So we get inspired, even just the cloud formations in the sky or something.
Hmm.
Not just our own emotions, but what others feel. We can also write about them. Most of my poetry, when in grade school, I started writing, composing love poetry
Hmm.
because I was teenagers or something.
Hmm.
But it evolved through the years. So these days, it's kind of like metaphysical things,
Hmm.
current issues, or something like that. It became deeper, more than just love poetry. With the
Do you
art,
think?
yeah.
Yeah. Do you think the depth came from a change in character, like over the years, or do you think it was just from reading experience or from life experience, like that change from just kind of the teenage love poems to something more metaphysical and spiritual in nature?
I think all of them, a
Hmm.
combination of those things, life experiences, even the difficulties, not just the happiness in life, the difficulties, dark moments of the soul,
Hmm.
uh, when you're inspired, when you're in love, and when you get to ponder about things going on around the world, right?
Hmm.
So it became deeper as we mature, right? We
Right.
become aware of all the things that surround us, not just the people, but the issues, world issues. We should be aware of those things. When we're kids, when we're teenagers, more on love poetry, the simple things. So as
Hmm.
we get older, we get we get to experience more life what's that, situations, either good or bad. We learn from them. So it evolves, and the depth is that you will be what do you call that? You have a deeper sense of things. So your writing would be deeper, has
Mm-hmm.
depth, more depth, right? Okay. And then with the art, I used to sketch using ball pens before. I told at first, actually, I this is a confession. At first, my parents didn't approve of
Mm-hmm.
me becoming a writer or a painter because they said there's no money in that,
Right.
right?
True.
Yeah.
For most of us, the majority.
Yeah, usually the parents they just after the kid's future. You take up you just take up business because it's a practical course. You easily get a job after graduation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an obedient daughter, the eldest daughter, so I followed them.
Mm-hmm.
But you know this emptiness, Dustin, as the years go by. Yeah, you graduated. I took up management in college and then later on computer programming. I had 11 jobs, corporate jobs before, but there's this emptiness inside
Mm-hmm.
me. So I told myself, I already followed my parents. I grew older, so I think it's about time I follow my dreams, my
Mm-hmm.
childhood dreams. Too. And so, because I feel this emptiness, it's that you must fulfill the desires of your heart, your childhood dreams, because they will haunt you as you get older. There will be what if? What if I followed my heart or something? Followed my ambition, my dreams, right?
Right.
So the two of them I get to fulfill as I got older. Later in life, I think in my 30s or 40s. My first book was published in my 40s, also my second book. But I already was published at age 19 after college in a magazine. They published my essay and my poetry at the same time. The compensation were two copies, free copies of the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? When I pursued again writing and being an artist currently, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they became supportive. It's not true that there's no money in that, but uh, you must not just think of the money first because it's the talents and gifts that were given to you. You should share to the world, right? That's my main purpose. That's my
Mm-hmm.
main purpose. It is true that the money will just come afterwards, right?
Right.
Because you reap what you sow. Share your talent,
Mm-hmm.
teach other people how to be inspired to do their passion like that. And I'm happy with what I'm doing. I have this fulfillment, Dustin, that I have never felt when I was working in the corporate
Mm-hmm.
world.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
So,
the
do you ever get writer's block, and how do you manage that?
at times, yes, at times I have that. When I experience that, I stop writing first. It's like I give some time for myself. And then what I do is that I go back to my works. I read them again to make
Mm-hmm.
me inspired to write again. So
Yeah.
even though there are setbacks, there will be problems in life. That's normal. You'll get affected. But you must focus. If you have this, for example, deadlines or something, you
Mm-hmm.
must focus on your work. You should not let it affect your writings. It the in creative writing, it will show our emotions there, right? It will
Mm-hmm.
be obvious that we're undergoing something like that. Okay. But in formal writing, you cannot do that. You really have to call that focus on your writing. But they say, Dustin, that I talked to this. I have this Korean student before because I also teach English. I'm an English
Mm-hmm.
language instructor. She told me, creative writing is the hardest form of writing. So she was amazed. And then I showed her my book. Actually, the first book I had, The Seasons of Emotions, they've already read that in a South Korean school because
Hmm.
they're learning English, right? Okay.
Right.
And then, so my love for the English subject, well, in grade school, and my love for writing, they aligned. That's them. They aligned.
Mm.
So I really believe that the universe will conspire for you to achieve your goals. That's what Paulo Coelho said in The Alchemist, right? His book. So I
Hmm.
believe when you have this purpose, like not just for yourself, but to share to other people your gifts and your
Right.
talent, then everything will fall into place. And you have to be patient. It takes
Hmm.
time sometimes. You should be patient. It's not instant success, right, Dustin?
Oh, no,
It takes
absolutely not.
experience. You
Hmm.
must. It's the better process. You know that.
Hmm.
You experience a lot of setbacks as a writer, and I experienced discrimination because I'm Asian in some
Wow.
contests. But yeah, I joined this poetry contest in the UK. So there were
Hmm.
international poets there. I was just starting, but he told me you join the poetry contest. Okay. He was very supportive, the publisher of my first book. They were telling me things like, "Oh, she's not a great poet." I'm not saying I'm a great poet. I don't say it until now. Elizabeth is not a great poet like that. And do they have an internet in the Philippines? It's a Romanian contestant, but we're
Now they have
friends now.
magic storks that float around and drop letters.
It's like because I stalked their pages and they were telling bad things
Hmm.
about me. Do they even have an internet there? They were speaking in Romanian, but I'm stalking their page and I translated. So they were talking in public. So, and then someone cheated me on the contest. That publisher knows that, but it's okay. But I emerged as the winner in the poetry contest because of the votes of my friends across the globe.
Hmm.
That's why I got to publish my first book, Seasons of Emotion. So that's the story of the book.
Well,
Before,
I'm going
before
to share
having
some of
that,
your artwork real quick too while you're talking. Go ahead and keep saying, what you're saying. I'm just going to share some of your work
yeah,
with
yeah.
us. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. And then what else? But that experience helped me a lot. I learned a lot of things from that, and I gained a lot of friends, international writers, poets. With the art, with my artworks, my art career, I also love art very much, as you can see, Dustin.
Hmm.
So I'm very thankful to God and for all the opportunities that are coming my way. Art Hills continues to mentor young and aspiring artists, both local and international. I'm still recruiting brand ambassadors. I also have brand ambassador Zanita,
Hmm.
author Zan Johns,
Hmm.
my brand ambassador in the USA. So
Oh, wonderful.
she already has a painting of mine on her wall.
Oh, wow.
Actually, yeah. So
Wonderful.
she acquired one of my figure paintings. I sent her.
Do you ever find that painting itself and poetry can kind of mesh in some way, like symbolically?
They do, Dustin. Actually,
Hmm.
I have some works, and then I get to compose poetry based on my art. For example, this one here, Meraki.
Hmm.
I composed already some poetry based on that. And then there are projects wherein they combine art with your artwork, art with your poetry.
Hmm.
Right? You get to how do you call that kind of like a collaboration, art and poetry, or I forgot the title. Like
Like phrastic?
yeah, like that one,
Hmm.
similar to that one. You get to combine both art and poetry. So I believe that literature and art go hand in hand. They both affect eternity. They both can be catalysts of change in the world, both literature and art.
Hmm. So we're going to take a brief break, but we'll be right back and we can hear some of your poetry.
Thank you.
Seduced by Jill Sharon Kimmelman. I had always privately scoffed at the notions that a lover's touch could truly cause fair skin to blush, that a single kiss bestowed could render one silly, sly with desire. Such things found in poems and novels were nothing but crafted fiction, or so I thought. I know better now. My skin still carries the imprint of your touch. With the brilliance of clarity, I recall the taste of sweet and savage kisses. Pleasure beyond any imagining still sings within my veins, sweeter than any nectar upon the tongue, and louder than the fiercest pain. Seduced, a poem by Jill Sharon Kimmelman.
Welcome back to World Inkers Network. I'm Dustin Pickering. I invite you to subscribe to World Inkers or Parrot TV channel as you're watching this wonderful program. We have Elizabeth Esguerra Castillo with us, and I'm going to bring her back on to read some poetry. There you are. So if you have a couple of poems you want to share with us today.
Okay, Dustin. So this is from my book, Inner Reflections of the Muse. The first piece that I will be reading is Immortal Love. A love that transcends time and place. A soul meeting her twin flame in her recurrent abstract dreams. A love that defies loss. Immortal love. One that is extraordinary. A love that takes her far into the heavens. Changing faces in every century, every decade that passes. But it's still you, my heart beats for. Mystic love, through fragments in space, illuminated by a strange force. I keep on seeing you in every place that I go to. Centuries passed, memories elapsed. Still this heart aches, dying to be with you once more. Serendipity, playing a game on us. For this love always leads me to just you. Immortal love, my soul intertwined to just one. I have been reincarnated 1,000 times, but through all the changing seasons and lives, my spirit keeps on searching for only you. The next piece is The Lingering Echo. I dedicated this piece to my late dad. Time travels, black hole, pulling me fast to land to another dimension out of my own world. This swirling light blinds me for a second, flashing hues that escape from oblivion. A lingering echo, like a melodious hymn, sings to me, whispering to my ear. I recognize the sweet voice before an apparition. King before me, a man donning immaculate white clothing, is slowly approaching me to where I stand after this magnetic force brought me here. Cannot make out the image at first glance, then out of the blue saw his serene face. He is there, very much alive. This dream sure feels like reality, but then just a byproduct of my imagination, hallucination, my yearning to see him once more. You
Very
ask, okay.
descriptive.
Mhm.
Do you have one more, or did you want to read one more?
I can read another one.
Mm-hmm.
This is entitled Labyrinth. Mazes, twists and turns, uphills and downhills, spiraling motions, emotions gliding, confusion scattering. Mind is overwhelmed of these feelings that are too strong. Years gone by, elapsed as destiny is on a standby. You at the other side of the labyrinth, barriers keep us from being joined in a tight embrace. Time stands still as I await for the day you come near. My king, don't let the serpent dwell in your heart. Your queen remains true to her promise that you'll not gonna part. Wild creatures try to elude your dreams, but don't let them take away that love from within. Thank you, Dustin.
We have a question from a viewer. I'm going to put it on the screen. Does reading other writers play an important role in your work? From Sounding Songs of Hearth and Home. Thank you for asking that. Would you like to answer that?
I do believe that as writers, we also need to know about the writings and read the writings of other authors because we get to be inspired by their works. Also, reading helps a lot in our writing, right? The more you read, the more you know about things. As Stephen King said, we should be able to read 6 hours per day and 6 hours of writing per day. Although in our tight schedule, we cannot do those things, but really, reading plays a vital role in
Mm-hmm.
writing.
6 hours is quite a lot of time for anything. Thank you so much, Songs of Hearth and Home. If any of our other viewers have any more questions for Elizabeth, why don't you tell us about the upcoming exhibit? How did you connect with the people involved, and what do you plan to show and learn from this exhibition?
Facebook played an important role for me to connect with different artists and art groups, art organizations. So at first, my journey started first when I decided to join a local art group in the Philippines, Artipolo. Because of the pandemic, I started to paint again.
Mm-hmm.
Had the time to paint again because we need to set off our mind from something else instead of focusing on the problems, right? So there, it started
Right.
there. And then I also joined art groups through Facebook, and it introduced me to different connections, different art groups, and they invite me to exhibit online and also physical.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibit. They just print the paintings. They just can print the paintings and then display in some. My paintings were displayed already in Tomyung University in South Korea, in Busan, and then in Iraq now, and in London. You get to connect with different international artists, also writers, through the different groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
I operate a group. I'm the president of PLATS, Poetry Language of the Soul, Creatives Bridge. That's in the based in the USA with Max Wennett, a poetess, as the CEO and owner. So I
Mm-hmm.
act as the president and then a chief admin in the group. So we also promote and support other creatives, all kinds of creatives, not just writers and artists, photographers, also entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches. It's there. You're in the group, right, Dustin? So there.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. We also have a podcast every Wednesday, but Sister Max Wennett is the one who is hosting the podcast every Wednesday. You can also connect with her if you get to you want to promote anything, your works or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because we believe that we creatives should support other creatives. We cannot work alone, right?
Right.
It should not just be our own self we're promoting. We succeed by lifting others up. That's what we believe in.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission aligned. So that's why we get to form this team And we have a lot in store for our creatives this coming year and next years to come. We started like about 500 members, and we're now 2,000 plus members. So I organize some art exhibits online there, and the international artists just keep on coming in. Justin, they post their entries there, right? Because they want their works out there, right? That's one way of promoting their work. And then we organize online exhibits. We can organize also physical exhibits maybe soon. I think there's another question.
Yes, we have one other question. Why do you think that there is so little support for poetry? Do you have any ideas of how poetry can be further promoted so that people can gain an appreciation for it?
Mhm. I believe that we should start promoting poetry in the local level, in our areas. We get to mentor aspiring and young poets or writers, either poets, writers, artists. We get to support them while they're still young.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to get them involved with, for example, spoken poetry readings in locally. This can introduce you to some connections that will connect you to the international scene. That's what I did, Dustin. I started in the newspaper and then Facebook online. We're part of, like, I think we met in an international anthology, right?
Yes, I
Right,
think
Dustin?
so. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So through that, you can gain connections. You can connect to the different groups, organizers. My connections grew over the years. I'm an
Mm-hmm.
introvert, Dustin. In person, I'm really a quiet and shy person. But as a writer and artist internationally, you get
Mm-hmm.
to meet.
So, do you have any words of advice for viewers to conclude the program?
Okay, so for our viewers here, my supporters of World Inkers Network, the first step in becoming a successful writer or artist is to believe in yourself, right? That's the first step. You cannot do anything if you don't believe in yourself. And if there's only one supporter at first, it will help you a lot. Lift
Mm-hmm.
up your spirits to continue your work. You just continue to be passionate in what you are doing. Follow your dreams, follow your rainbow, and spread the light. You don't have to be thinking about your own self, but think of how you inspire other people through your works. Believe in yourself and have a set of supporters. We need that. We need supporters. We need each other. So we
Mm-hmm.
collaborate with each other. Let's stop being jealous or of each other. Creatives should support creatives around there. There
Absolutely.
shouldn't there shouldn't be any politics, but we cannot really avoid them. But as much as possible, we support one another. That's how we become successful. Right?
Absolutely. So, would you like to say thank you or give any shout outs at the end here?
Okay. I would like to thank first you, Dustin, and MUTIU for uh, having me here in World Inkers Network program. I'd like to make a shout out to my plots, poetry, language of the soul family in the USA, Pakistan, India, Glitterati, Glitterati magazine in India, Humanity magazine in Russia, my art heals by Elizabeth Esguerra Castillo's team, and my loyal fans and supporters. Thank you for your overwhelming support over the years. Thank you, Dustin.
Well, thank you for being on the program, and I hope you have a wonderful day out there in the Philippines and enjoy your rest of your afternoon and whatnot. Thanks again. We'll have you on the show another time.
Thank you. Happy weekend.
You too. Thank you. You've been watching World Inkers Network, and I'm Dustin Pickering. If you'd like to support this program financially, send us a little cash here. Their handle, paypal.me/nyparrot. That is paypal.me/nyparrot. And if you would like to help in other ways, you can be on the program. Look at the bottom here. If you are a writer and wish to be featured on this show, send your bio, samples of your work to publication.worldinkers@gmail.com. That's a wonderful place to get recognized here. Sorry, I'm running out of breath. Yes, please do send your wonderful works and to publication.worldinkers@gmail.com. And welcome again, Elizabeth, and thank you for your time. And I hope that you guys will subscribe to the channel, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Please do subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a nice day. Get to writing.
Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV.